From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Savannah Guthrie, live from Studio 1A in...
Good morning, America! Today is February 21st, 2013, and our top story is the desertification of the Aral Sea.
Good morning, everyone. We wanted to get into this breaking news subject right away, but first of all, I'm Savannah Guthrie, and
I'm Matt Lauer, and this is
NBC News.
Let's get right into it. The Aral Sea in Central Asia, once one of the world's most fertile regions and the fourth largest lake on Earth, has been subject to environmental degradation. Historically, the Aral Sea has been used as a primary north-south shipping route, and the fishing industry thrived on its yield of fish. The shores also provided a harvest of reeds, which were used in the production of cartons. Savannah?
Thank you, Matt. It has been reported that the river had a combined flow of over 100 cubic kilometers. With such a high volume of flow came opportunity for agricultural development in the surrounding areas. Thus, water diversions were established in the 1960s to irrigate arid areas in the basin with intentions of growing cotton and rice. These efforts were successful. However, the means were inefficient and lots of water was lost. In the following years, more water has been taken from rivers to meet increasing demands. Or in other words, there has been an over-exploitation of water resources. As a result, there was a crisis. The Aral Sea was drying up. From 1977 to 2006, the Aral Sea significantly shrunk in size.
Results of mismanagement included decreased water levels, increased salinity, change in basin climate, including lower temperatures, reduced snowfall, and less river flow, as well as increased wind erosion, increasing salt deposits that damaged crops, power lines, and land fertility, a decline in forest areas, and cancer occurrences in the area. For example, from 1960 to 2000, water levels have lowered from 53.3 to 33.4, and annual flow has decreased from 56 to 3.5. The sea has also lost 3/4 of its volume, 1/2 of its surface area, and tripled salinity levels since 1960.
Some effects of these changes include the following. With the desertification of the area, water evaporates more rapidly in dry climate and sandy earth. Also, salty, sandy, and dry soils that support the unlined canals absorb water intended for crops. And in essence, the water supply has decreased. The demand for cotton has increased.
The Soviet Union responded by putting more pesticides and fertilizers onto the lands. As a result of water diversions, agricultural practices, and industrial waste, the sea has shrunk to a fraction of its former size and by 2015 could totally disappear.
And now, joining us here live is our ecological expert, Teddy Benton. Teddy, what do you have to say about this pressing matter?
Well, the human cost of this disaster is very high. Aral Sea areas now have the highest death and infant mortality rates out of the entire Soviet Union. Almost all pregnant women are anemic as well. Experts believe, including myself, that the ecological disaster has displaced more than 100,000 people and affected the health of more than 5 million people throughout the region. There has been a dramatic spike, about 8 times the average, in anemia, bronchial asthma, typhoid, and tuberculosis. Also, acute respiratory diseases account for nearly 1/2 child deaths in the area. Woof woof!
Thank you, Teddy.
Regarding biodiversity, before 1960, the Aral Sea's biodiversity was low. There were 24 species of fish, 180 land animal species, and 200 macroinvertebrates. With the decrease in water and increase in salinity and toxicity, no fish species survived, less than 30 macroinvertebrates survived, and only a few dozen land species remain. With the receding shores, once waterlogged breeding grounds for fish species have been vulnerable to land predators. As a result, for protection, the local level government, specifically the governor and the local villagers, made an artisanal dam made of sand during the mid-1990s. This allowed the sea level in the northern part of the split to stabilize. However, it did not withstand time and had to be repaired and was abandoned in the late 1990s.
The canals improved starting in 2001, and the dam was finished during the summer of 2005. 7 months after the dam was constructed, the northern split water level had risen from 38.4 meters to 42 meters.
You don't say! The use of Aral Dam. It seems that the northern split has had a very positive response, Specifically, that an increased inflow to the sea has resulted in raised water levels, as well as lower salinity levels and the return of the sea.
The nearby areas of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan have continuously struggled to stabilize the Aral Sea in hopes of eventually rehabilitating it to its former self.
I'll take a buffalo chicken wrap, please.
Cheeseburger for me!
Oh,
Oh,
sorry, that
We're
was our
still
lunch
live.
orders. Well, this is NBC
See
News.
Tune in tomorrow to find out what the fox said.